Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm a picture book writer. I write all kinds of picture books about nature and wildlife and the world around me. And I'm sitting here in the sun in a wood to tell you today about the Summer Reading Challenge invited by Powys Libraries. The theme of this year's Summer Reading Challenge is Wild World Heroes, and my books are packed with those. All kinds of different wildlife from mostly endangered species and animals that need our help. The best way to find books is to go to your local bookshop, of course, or the local library, and the librarians there, who've been unable for so long because of the pandemic, are so keen to be able to share with you the books on their shelves, help you find books that you love, to find new books and to discover old favourites that you can take home for free and read. Reading can bring such absolute joy, and the idea in the summer is to find somewhere special where you can read, whether it's under a tree, lying on the grass, or it might be inside lying on your bed or cuddled up in a cosy chair, but to find a special place where you can read books over the summer holidays. Reading books can bring pleasure, but it can also help you at school, help you learn things, have adventures, use your imagination, share your stories, give you things to talk about to adults and other children, and to share your excitement about the heroes in books, whether they're wild heroes or any kind of heroes in the stories that you enjoy. And I'm going to share with you some of my books and tell you about some of the animals that you might like to meet. Hi, the first book I want to share with you is Red Alert, and it's about endangered creatures all over the planet, and there are all kinds of animals in this book. And what I wanted to do was have all sorts of animals, not just cuddly animals that we all know about, like panda bears, but also snakes and tarantulas and turtles and bonobo monkeys and penguins and strange crocodiles, but also an animal called a pangolin, which is one of my most favourite animals in the whole world. And this very strange creature, which is the only mammal completely covered in scales and lives in Africa and Asia, is the most traded animal on the planet by humans looking to eat its meat and scales. So it really needs our help, so that's why I want to write books about it. And this is a fluffy pangolin. They're really covered in scales, so it's not this soft, but I take this into schools and talk to children to help them understand all sorts of things about this incredible creature, which is certainly one of my wild world heroes. And one of the other books that I've written about the pangolin is this story, The Boy and the Pangolin, about a little boy who discovers a pangolin in a forest near where he lives in Asia. Another one of my wild heroes is 14 wolves, and this book, 14 Wolves, is about how wolves fit into the ecosystem, how they change as predators, how they change the world and the habitats they live in, and the impacts that they have on other creatures. It's an extraordinary animal, and this book explores not only wolves. I'll show you some of the amazing pictures done by Jenny Desmond, who illustrated this lovely book. And this page shows you all the different creatures that the wolves affect in their lives. The elk, the coyotes, the mice, the rabbits, the birds, the songbirds, the fish and the beavers. They're all affected by wolves and their role they play in nature. And before we go, I'm just going to show you some of Jenny's gorgeous illustrations, and that's a lovely picture of the beaver who living in the rivers, and they create these deep pools where lots and lots of other creatures live. And that's one of the joys of writing picture books, is seeing the development of all these amazing illustrations by these incredibly talented artists. Another one of my wild world heroes are whales. Whales are so extraordinary, so enormous and so mysterious, and this book in the 10 Reasons to Love series is about blue whales. And if you've been to the Natural History Museum, perhaps in London, you might have seen the skeleton of the blue whale that's now hanging from the ceiling in the entrance. But this book, illustrated by Hanako Klulau, who lives in New Zealand, tells you all about extraordinary facts and figures about whales to share with your friends. They eat pink food, the krill that they find in Antarctica. They've got gigantic mouths. And one strange thing you might not know is that blue whales have yellow bellies because of the algae that attach themselves to the underside of their bodies. So by reading books like this, you can discover all kinds of facts to share with your friends that might make you more interested in oceans and other creatures that live in the oceans. And finally, I want to share this book, 50 Reasons to Love Endangered Animals. That's lots and lots of wild world heroes. And in here we've got elephants, which are so endangered now as their populations are falling in Africa. Such extraordinary animals. We've also got sea turtles, which are one of my great loves. I spent a lot of time travelling around the world as a campaigner and conservationist, working with people who are real experts in sea turtles, these extraordinary animals that migrate around the globe, and they go back to lay their eggs on the nest where they were born. And it's a mystery how they do that. They have these amazing navigation systems inside their heads. Let's see what other creatures we can find. We've got bears and panda bears. Now, panda bears are one of the conservation success stories. Their numbers are now rising in China because of the huge conservation efforts by scientists and people working with these extraordinary animals to find ways to increase their numbers, to save them from extinction. And finally, there's a picture of the lovely blue whale, the biggest animal on the planet and surely the greatest wild world hero. And before I go, I want to show you a little book that I've written that's got almost more words than any other book I've written, called Eco Warrior. And if you want to be an eco warrior and help save animals when you grow up, the first thing to do is to learn about them, to become excited about them and their lives and how they affect other animals. And this little book is absolutely packed with ideas, people that might inspire you to work in the natural world, from Greta Thunberg, who I'm sure you've heard of, and David Attenborough, to lesser known people. I'm trying to find one particular one. This chap here, Augustine, works with pangolins in the forest in southern Ghana, and I'm involved in helping him with Pearsons, who have sent out lots of copies of my pangolin book to those primary schools for children there who live right next to pangolins in the forest where they're endangered, can help learn about them and find ways to save them. And the book also has lots and lots of ideas of ways to take action and to get involved and to save nature and help protect nature as you grow up. So I hope that's inspired you to take part in the Summer Reading Challenge and discover your wild world heroes. Good luck. I'm going to read you one of the stories from this book, Red Alert, about 15 endangered animals fighting to survive. And this is a love story. It's about an animal called a bonobo, to which we're very much related. A group of bonobos are cuddling each other by the river, deep in the jungle. Treading carefully on the forest floor, a local park ranger creeps close enough to count these rare apes. Can you see her? She's there, hiding behind a tree. Like chimpanzees, bonobos are our very close relatives, but they're very different from chimps, who are led by males and can be violent and aggressive. Bonobos are led by females, and they sort out their problems with warmth and cuddles. They make close friends and spend time together, happily in large groups. Watching baby bonobos play by the water's edge, the ranger is reminded of her own children playing at home. And the bonobo lives in forests by the rivers in the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa. It was the last of the big apes to be discovered. You see these facts curling around the pages. Like chimpanzees, a female bonobo gives birth every 5 to 6 years. It's mostly vegetarian, eating fruit and flowers. I'm going to read you a little tiny bit from 14 Wolves, one of my new books that's just been published. Part 1, Coming Home. This story begins in the sky. High above the Canadian Rockies, a helicopter arcs above a line of wolves lunging through the snow. A man wearing a harness leans out, bracing himself against the bitter wind. He takes aim and fires. Then he unclips his harness and leaps out of the helicopter before it peels away. The man has darted a wolf. It stumbles and falls and is soon asleep. Waiting hands on the ground help the man as he struggles to carry this beast across the snow, and together they heave this soft, sleeping creature onto the waiting sled. The sled dogs fidget, whimper and stretch, but when the driver steps up, the pack lunges forward across the snow. The wolf is carried away into the inky darkness. Another wolf is darted, and another, and this continues until 14 wolves are carried through the night on sleds speeding towards a new home far, far away. And this is the story of those 14 wolves when they arrive in a place called Yellowstone Park in America, the first national park of the world. And there hadn't been wolves there for 70 years. And then they were brought back. And this is the story of what happened when those wolves arrived in this wilderness. And if you'd like me to come and visit your school to talk about any of my books, to run workshops, to chat about life as an author, how books are created, I'd really love to do that. So do get in touch. My contact details will be at the end of this video, and just give me a call and chat, and I'm more than happy to come and talk to children, to share my stories, to read them, and to talk about how I've created some of these books. Thank you.